can't. Okay, Jennifer Bewley from Dice.com. Let's try it again. I apologize for the technical difficulties to everyone at home as well. What is Dice.com, and what did it say about St. Louis?
Sure. So Dice is actually a career site that's geared specifically for technology professionals. So they use us to find opportunities and to manage their career, and employers use us to find those technology professionals for their open positions. So we really sit in the middle of the employment situation. And so we were able to name St. Louis the fastest growing city for tech jobs last year, because what we saw on the site was employers were posting more jobs, substantially more jobs in 2013 than they were in 2012, and it ranked best in the country. So technology jobs for St. Louis was up 20 to 25% year over year on Dice.
Of course, percentages can mean a lot of different things. Was it still a significant? Can you help us maybe put it into context what we're talking about here? I mean,
absolutely.
1 to 2 is a 100% increase.
So on any given day, you'll find about 1,000 jobs looking for technology professionals in St. Louis. So the growth of 20 to 25% was substantial.
And how does that compare to other cities kind of our size? It obviously, are we out in the front of the pack by a lot, or is it kind of neck and neck with other parts of the country?
You were definitely on the lead. Charlotte was another city that was close. In the Midwest, Detroit was at 10%. But to think about it from a size perspective, you know, Cleveland on any given day on Dice would have something like 600 jobs advertised, whereas St. Louis has 1,000. Indianapolis is somewhere around 400. So you're really making a substantial investment in technology and technology professionals. It's really paying off in terms of the job market.
Any characteristics that you're hearing from either employers or job seekers? Why St. Louis?
Well, you have an incredibly skilled workforce, and it's only getting bigger. So Missouri in general, sort of Missouri-based universities have been actually graduating more computer and information sciences professionals in the last couple of years. So the workforce is expanding. It's well-skilled, and the community is doing a lot of right things to really encourage startups and to encourage people to follow technology. So for instance, there's a not-for-profit in St. Louis that really helps startups. It goes by an acronym, ITEN.
ITEN.
And you know, they will help startups understand, or technology startups understand funding. They will help them with a talent acquisition strategy. They will set them up with mentors. So there's a lot that the community is doing, from education to businesses itself, that is really, you know, blossoming in St. Louis.
I guess that might be time for me to ask, just so we're clear, what qualifies as a tech job? When you say there's 1,000 of those, what does that encompass?
That is a very broad definition, and it's a variety of different people. I think if you think about technology professionals, the unemployment rate in the U.S. right now for those professionals is 3.3%, but it's even lower in certain professions. So software developers, mobile developers, web developers, you'll even see a tighter employment market for those professionals. Anytime you're closer to the application that a client would see or a customer would see, the demand there is even stronger. It goes all the way back to the database professionals, so people who are working behind the scenes to make sure that data is being harnessed and being used in a way that gives businesses an edge. Data scientists, another very hot profession right now that's in technology. And then it goes all the way up to sort of the lesser skilled positions, which would be a help desk person or a desktop support person who really keeps the plumbing of various companies running.
Is this a growth that you're seeing across the country? Is everyone experiencing some growth in this area?
You know, it's a really good market for technology professionals across the country. St. Louis is just a little bit better in terms of what we're seeing today. And it's actually continued in 2014. So I think you'll see continued growth in 2014 for St. Louis.
So are we gunning for the next Silicon Valley here, the Silicon Prairie or Silicon Midwest or whatever? Or do we even want to be? I don't know. Is that a totally different ballgame?
Well, you know, I hope so. I mean, technology is really an investment in your future. I mean, there's never been a time in my career where it hasn't gotten more technologically advanced. So the car I drive today has a lot more lines of code in it than it did when I was 16 years old. And so you're going to continue to see that progression. And so it's really an investment in the future. And, you know, it's an incredibly well-paid position. You know, you were talking earlier about IKEA and T-Rex and, you know, everything. These are $75,000 to $80,000 a year jobs in St. Louis. And so you're really making an investment in your economy.
And expand on that, if you would, because I got to believe there's a benefit that you see beyond just the individuals who are cashing those checks for the jobs they find through Dice or whatever service.
Absolutely. I mean, engineers tend to cluster together. So more engineers will beget more engineers. So you'll start to see sort of a blossoming or a momentum in the way the economy is developing. And so from my perspective, I said earlier that it's an investment in the future, and that's true. And so as you have more engineers, they will have kids and kids around them that will then be interested in what they do. And